What is the purpose of life, and how do we how do we measure our purpose versus pleasure?
That's very beautiful. Oh my gosh, Charles, you're bringing them in today, man. Well, the purpose of life is to live. That's why we're here. Like the
Yeah.
the the most imminent thing of life itself is to live life. Like that's it. Like everything else is a side quest. Everything else is secondary. Like because if you're not alive, you ain't doing anything. So the purpose of life is to live. So what does that look like? Life is energy, regeneration, and consciousness. So that's the purpose, right? And now in life, everything is actually pleasurable because pleasure is just an interpretation. Because some people love their neck to be kissed and they're like, oh my God, it makes them, aroused and stuff like that. While other people, it's a complete turn off. You kiss their neck, they're like, wow, it tickles too much, and and all this other stuff. So it's an interpretation of the energy. So when you understand that pleasure is simply an interpretation, you can draw pleasure or euphoria from anything. It comes
Oof.
to a point where you have so much energetic abundance that you have your ability to reframe or put an interpretation on anything in reality, and you get to extract what you want. You transmute it not even out but in. So as the energy is coming in, you can transmute it as it comes in. Most people talk about transmutation, they're talking about putting it out. But you can also transmute into you. So then pleasure is not even a sin or something to watch out for or a trap. It's the very nature of your own awareness. When you become this aware, you understand pleasure is what I make of it. So it's completely within my dominion and control. It's not something to be fearful of, to watch out for. It's something I'm turning everything into. I'm making this conversation pleasurable. I'm making my experience with my partners pleasurable. I'm making my experience in this country pleasurable. And I understand that. So everywhere I go, I'm going to experience pleasure, not because it's a novelty of life that happens and it comes and it goes and this and that, because it's in my very ability and almost in my purpose to create pleasure and euphoria everywhere I go. I've been on some podcasts and stuff like that where we had very tense situations or conversations with people, and I always turn them into something of benefit, a benefactor, or good, or pleasurable, of lightheartedness. I start being playful with it because some people are very serious about their diet, and me, I'm very open about what I eat. I don't have a diet. I'm not on a specific plan. I eat animals and plants and this, and I'm not a carnivore. So sorry guys, I'm not a vegan. Sorry guys, I don't fast. Sorry guys. So some people might they may not have a good enough understanding of their own energy, so they start investing their energy in a fence against themselves. They build a defense up and a defense. You can see them start to cross their arms. They build a fence of offense up. So I turn that and I de-escalate it by making it pleasurable, because it's my duty and my right and my ability to transmute anything into anything else. So pleasure is not something that it's just by and by, like, oh, let me give into pleasure. Pleasure is my confirmation of how creative I'm being. So in life, we have all this energy to be a creator, or like the creator, or whatever you want to say. Well, then it's our duty to turn everything into something good. In the beginning, God made the heavens and the earth, and day one, this is good. Day two, this is good. Day three, this is good. All the way to day six, He looked and said, "This is good." Well, everything in your life should come in, no matter how tragic or terrible, whatever. You take that, and some requires more effort than others, but 99% of it's like super easy, and you transmute it into something good. And now it's on you to say, huh. And at the end of the day, this is good. Not because you're quoting this to yourself or trying to say it, but because you literally turned that situation into something better, making coal into diamonds, and so on and so forth. Diamonds into jewelry into wearables into gifts. And now you're giving the treasures to the world through your presence.
So it's like that scripture, be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind, is understanding the power to give anything the meaning so that you can derive the most life-giving experience from all scenarios. Ooh, that's
Exactly, yeah.
powerful.
And
That's
that's why you're
powerful. So
here. So like
yeah.
your life should be transmuting everything around you. So whenever people come around you, so like I've said this a lot, and this is like this is not a flex or anything like that, but like I have girls come out to fly on their own dime. I don't pay for people, so I'm not that type of dude. And they'll come out and see me. And when they first get here, there's so much peace here. Like the first 3 days, every night they'll sleep for like 13 to 15 hours sometimes. Like there's so much peace in the air. Like it's so thick with peace and love and harmony that a lot of them finally get sleep like they've never had before. They didn't even know they could sleep like this because They've never felt this type of atmosphere because a lot of people did not grow up in houses of love. And for me, like, even though like I grew up with no parents and no brothers and no sisters, and I was alone, it's so foreign to me not to grow up in a house of love, because I guess I've been in this life for so long. But when they come here, every single one's the same. And I've had multiple dozens, tens of, on up come out and like hang out with me and stuff like that. And they said like, hey, I didn't grow up with this. I've never been exposed to this. I didn't even know life could be this good. I didn't know it could feel, I didn't even know this experience was on the menu. I didn't even know this energy was out there. So it's a testimony even to what's been created here, that everything in my life, I'm embracing it and I'm looking at it to make it into something that is of heaven, that is of higher places, that is of elations, utopia. The house I'm in, the vibe I'm in, the body I'm in, not just my body physically, but my body and what I emit whenever I go out and I hang out with people. Can they feel my energy? Like, I had my neighbor come over yesterday who made the bow and everything else, and he brought his family over. So it was him and like 4 other people, and they came over and we played and we laughed and we made up new games and we were dancing and we were literally having so much fun until they passed out. They just had to sit down, like, oh my God, like you could see in their face, it was constant fun the entire time. Well, it's my duty as an energetic being in reality to see one thing and turn it good. I'm not going to whine. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to just try to bring awareness to a matter like, oh my God, this and that. I'm actually going to take that matter, that situation, and convert it and turn it, because I understand what I am. When I understand what I am through the awareness and everything else that we said, now I can confidently take one matter, no matter what it is. I can take a matter, no matter what it is, and turn it into something else. And that's why I'm here. That's when I start living life. The purpose is to live. Well, what is life? Life is taking one thing and turning into another. That's what eating is. That's what drinking is. That's what sleeping is. That's what talking is. I'm breathing in oxygen and I'm turning it into sound waves. I'm taking in light and I'm turning it into hormones. When my, melanin and everything else, my skin gets dark and everything else, I'm taking everything from this reality, I'm absorbing it in, and I'm turning it into something else. This is why fasting's a farce. It's dumb, because it's literally not taking anything. No, I want to be solidarity. I'm sorry. I'm going to go into solidarity, be nothing, and all this other stuff, and disassociate myself with everything. No, and like dissolve into nothing. When really the whole purpose of life is to take in everything and then churn it and convert it into something greater. And when you do that, you're a true creator here in this realm. And that's what I see the purpose of life to be.
Yeah. So, Mikey, on that, in terms of, we take everything into our body that we're surrounded with, right? Everything we see, everything we hear, everything we feel, everything we're exposed to. How does being conscious of your environment allow you to interpret it and get a greater effect from it? So let's use me example. I'm in the sun, right? Everyone can be in the sun. Would you say when you have a higher level of consciousness and interpretation and intention, you can actually get more energy from that, from your environment?